Okay, let's redesign a random website. Well, not the entire website, but the hero section. Now, the hero section of any business website has three main purposes. One, to make an immediate, strong first impression. Two, to clearly communicate the site's core value, meaning what it offers, to whom, and ideally, what makes it different from the others. And three, to guide visitors towards a primary action. Sign up, buy, learn more, etc. Today, I'm going to redesign Epic Flight Academy's hero section. Now, I chose this business because I've been watching a lot of aviation videos lately. I'm interested in the content, but also when I found this academy online, I noticed that it has an excellent Google rating. It has a 4.7 with nearly 500 reviews. So it seems to be an excellent school, but the website, in my opinion, isn't doing it justice. Looking at the website, there doesn't seem to be a distinct hero section, so that's an issue. It's a pretty outdated website. The navigation also seems a bit cluttered. There are 3 different rows and it's just too much information. The headline for the value proposition statement is clear, and it is highlighting that it's the largest FAA school in a certain category that I don't really know, but I think it could be a bit more impactful. I think most importantly, there's no clear call to action, at least not where it should be. Lastly, I love the real images they're using, but I think we can save those for other sections or pages. Let's jump into the redesign. I want to start with the most important aspect, in my opinion, which is the copywriting, the value proposition statement. So we need a headline and a subheadline. I like to start with words like, become, start, reach, go. So verbs that command action. Now, the subheadline is straight to the point. It should explain with no uncertainty what this business does, what we're offering, and what makes us different. So I went with this paragraph. I think it's clear enough. Now let's make this look good now that we wrote the copy. So let's make this headline a bit bigger. Let's make these texts look good and balanced. And I'm going to change the font family as well. Just the line height a little bit. I like this combination of font families because, the serif headlines, in my opinion, in combination with the sans serif body text, give this academy like a touch of tradition and maturity, but it still looks pretty modern. To reinforce this concept of modern, cool, yet prestigious flight school, let's do a dark background. Dark blue, of course. It's classic for aviation, but I like it. I don't want to innovate too much there. Now, they like to highlight the fact that they're the largest FAA Part 147 flight school. I don't really know what that means. I'm sure it's important, but I think their Google rating of 4.7 is equally, or if not even more impressive than that. So I'm going to keep both, and I'm going to use these 2 texts for the kicker. The kicker is this little headline with this little line of text, usually all caps right above the headline, kind of to call your attention or highlight something important. Let's show off these stars a little bit. Okay, so it's looking good. Let's get to the main call to action. I want to make it prominent. I want to make it stand out. So I'm not going to use a typical red that's very common in aviation themes as well. I'm going to use this bright salmon with a little arrow icon, so it's very, very prominent and you can't miss it. Okay, now the photograph. I want to keep it simple. I want to use a human being because this is not software or anything. It's an academy, so it's about people. So obviously I'm going to use a young pilot, which is what the target audience aspires to be. Commanding the plane, clear skies, life is good. Something that's very important is that you'll notice he's looking towards the content on the left. That's crucial. So the website visitor's eyes, it will always follow the gaze of the human that's on the images, and that's going to take their attention towards what we want. I also created this rounded mask, and if I add this subtle glow, I think it looks kind of planetary, or like, I don't know, but it looks planetary. That's the best word I can find. And it matches, I think, the flight or aviation theme. Obviously, this is an AI generated image, which I would avoid in a real life scenario, but it works for the purpose of this exercise. Now let's do the header. Again, let's do very basic stuff. So I did put together in a couple of minutes a logo, but of course this isn't a logo design exercise, but I don't think the original logo works well with a new design. So I just created something that kind of matched the design better. So let's add the navigation links and the main call to action all the way to the right. Very basic. Now, one more thing that I want to add, which might be too much, but I think it's worth trying, is a fact that I found on the original website that impressed me, which is that they have thousands of graduates working for over 300 airlines. They emphasize the 300 plus airlines, but I want to emphasize the thousands of graduates, which is more powerful. So I'm going to use a couple of their graduated pilot pictures. Just put that impressive number there. And I think this is a very impactful fact. It's very attractive for someone who's looking to become a pilot, right? It's not a guarantee, but it shows you that there's a high success rate. So here it is. It's simple, it's elegant, I think. It has some excitement to it as well, just like aviation, except aviation is not simple. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. What would you change? What would you add? Feel free to send me your websites if you want to. I'll be happy to review them and perhaps even redesign the hero section like I did here. Thank you.